Welcome to Durbania. Welcome to Durbania. I'm Durbin.
I'm Laura.
And this is our spoiler talk for Jurassic World. Fallen Kingdom.
Oh, Fallen Kingdom.
There it is. Yes. This is our spoiler talk for Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom. Super excited to dive deep into this movie, talk spoilers and all that fun stuff. So, Laura, kick it off. What are your overall thoughts?
Well, it's kind of hard. I enjoyed the movie. I had a good time. But when I go out, there isn't really any one highlight scene for me. I mean, I like the dinosaur fighting.
Those were
and I
awesome.
like when the dinosaur
Yes.
chases humans and eat humans. I
Yes.
always enjoy that. But you know, the first half of the movie is pretty much all in trailers.
Yes.
I didn't feel like there's like a couple little extra tidbits here and there, but I overall I'm like, yeah, that was all very obviously going to happen.
Yeah. The one thing that wasn't obviously going to happen for me, so I thought this was kind of interesting, that soldier dude who, you know, they shot at Blue when Blue was, you know, in
The guy
Chris
collecting
Pratt was
the
calling
dinosaur
him.
teeth?
Yes, the guy collecting the dinosaur teeth. But when he shot Chris Pratt and knocked him out.
Oh my gosh, I was
I
not
didn't see
expecting
that part
That's
coming.
true.
Yeah, I would have thought
and
for
that
sure.
was probably one of my favorite scenes is Chris Pratt was waking up from being tranked.
Yeah, and the
lavas
rolling.
are coming at it. The lava is coming at him. And yeah, and it's, you know, that kind of stuff,
Yes,
rolling over a
he's trying
log,
to
and
roll
eventually he
over
gets
yep.
up and he, like, as he's, you know, it's kind of like pins and needles probably in your hands, but way worse.
Yep. And I'd like to say, like, oh, that was such a funny scene when he had Claire and the computer kid, and they're together in that building, and then that dinosaur's coming through the pipe, and then they come out, and then Chris Pratt's yelling, run! But all of that was in the trailer.
Yep.
And it's just, like, in a different order in the trailer.
Yeah.
But every single one of those scenes was in the trailer.
And then as it's happening, you know, them getting into the gyrosphere and them going off the cliff and of course the T-Rex saving the day,
Yep.
which you knew was going to happen. And so it's like, and then of course they're in the sphere and Chris Pratt is obviously going to live. So, and so are they because they're in the movie. So apparently we're going to figure out how to open that. So all those things, and then them getting the dinosaurs on the boat to take them to the auction, which we know is all going to happen. It's just like most of it we knew. The only thing we didn't know is how they were going to do the dinosaur fighting.
And so I think that is my biggest disappointment when I was watching Jurassic World. Like, I don't know if the film itself disappointed me.
I think I'll enjoy it more a second time.
I think so too, but I think what really disappointed me was just how much the trailers gave up. Like, it seriously gave up everything. I'll get to more when we get towards the end of the movie, but there were very key things at the very end of the movie. I was like, Blue's gonna show up right here, and then Blue's gonna make this move and jump on
then we're gonna have the fight onto the, what was it called? The Indorex?
The Indoraptor.
Or Indoraptors.
But anyway, we'll get there when we get there. But the point is like, that scene was well done, but all of the horror stuff that was building up to that was already revealed in the trailer, and where that scene was gonna go was revealed in the trailer. And so I think that was my biggest disappointment because I didn't completely feel what I was supposed to feel because I felt like I was already watching this movie for the second time.
Yeah.
And so
I will say the only thing I definitely did not predict, the girl was a clone.
Oh, yes. Maisie.
Yes.
Maisie.
Maisie, yes. Maisie, sorry.
Yeah, Maisie.
M-A-I-S-I-E, probably.
Yes, I think you're right about that.
Because Macy would be with the
Yes,
C.
Maisie. Anyway, so yeah, no, that was kind of a surprise. I thought, okay, so the way they're building up to the surprise of who was Maisie, who was Maisie's mother.
I thought her mom was the girl from Jurassic Park for some reason.
Ellie? You thought it was Ellie?
No, the daughter. The
Lex?
young, yes, and I'm like, because they talked about how her mom died early, and that
yeah.
girl would have been probably about 30 by now, because she was...
True.
So it's like she could have had a girl, so I thought it was going to be her.
Well, I didn't know.
And I'm like, I was wrong, and that's okay, because I was surprised.
Well, I didn't know who it was going to be at all, but I did think it was going to be one of the females from the original Jurassic Park trilogy.
Yeah.
Like, I just thought that was going to be a big reveal. And so when we saw the picture, I was like, well, she does look exactly like her mother, like suspiciously so.
And you won't know what's sad is even when I saw that, I didn't get it at first until they were down in the basement and
the big reveal.
Well, it was like the big reveal, but the thing is, I caught it like 30 seconds before the big reveal. I went, oh, she's a clone!
She's a clone! I'm trying to remember that guy's name. Lakewood, right? Yes, Lockwood.
No, it wasn't Lockwood. Lockwood was the big head honcho.
Lockwood was the grandpa, and it was his daughter who died in the wreck.
Oh, yeah, I thought you were talking about the big reveal.
No, I'm just thinking because Lockwood was the grandpa who they had to shove in his storyline that he worked with Hammond.
Yeah, and then the reason they separated was because of this.
Yeah, so that was kind of interesting. I don't know. So, like, that was kind of a cool reveal, which led to why the dinosaurs all survived at the end, because she's a clone, and if she felt like she had the right to live, then these things are clones, and they have the right to live. So that's kind of an interesting moral conundrum.
So she released them into the wild.
Yes.
Into America, because they're in, you sit Northern California, and if you see the post-credit scene, you see some of them make it to Vegas.
Yes, the pterodactyls.
Yes. Well, are they heat seekers?
I don't know.
Because Vegas would be hot, lots of lights.
Yes.
And it's hot because it's in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, so all that went to some really interesting places. So the idea now, like, that Maisie was a clone was kind of interesting because it shows you how far the genetics have gone. So they've been bringing dinosaurs back to life, but here they took this guy's dead daughter and they brought her back to life through cloning. And so that was kind of interesting because all I've been talking about in my theological analyses is the pride of man. How far will the pride of man go? And so the pride of man goes so far in this film that they will take dinosaurs off the island and they will sell them as predators to the highest bidder, the biggest government, the biggest army that wants to give them the most money. And that scene where they're trying to sell the Indoraptor, they're like, no, this Indoraptor is not for sale. This is a prototype. There's many bugs to be worked out. But the one guy's like, 25 million, no, 40 million.
I think it was 48 million was the final selling point.
Possibly, but you could just see the greed on their faces. And I was like, yes, this plays so well into all those theological analyses I've been doing about the pride of man. But then it added that moral conundrum. Do they have the right to live?
Yeah.
They are extinct, as Ian Malcolm would say in Jurassic Park, and nature selected them for extinction. And dinosaurs had their chance. And so it's like, I was on the side of Ian, though. I was like, let them stay on the island and blow up.
In regards to Ian, you pretty much see all of his stuff in the trailers.
Yes.
He's at the very beginning of the movie and the very end of the movie. He probably shot all of his stuff in 2 days.
Probably, or one.
Probably. But so there was no him being chased by dinosaurs. And I think he's smart enough to know not to go where there's dinosaurs.
Well, after the Lost World Jurassic Park, he's not going to put himself...
He's not an idiot anymore.
He didn't even want to put himself there to begin with, but his girlfriend was there, so he's not going to...
Yeah.
But you know what they never mentioned was Site B? Like, in these two movies, the two Jurassic World movies... They just ignored it. Yeah. But by bringing in Ian Malcolm and some of those other acknowledgments, they're acknowledging that stuff happened. Mm-hmm. So, okay... Site A, the park blew up, but there's still Site B. There's a whole other island of dinosaurs. There should have been no fight over what's going on here.
Yeah,
because who cares?
Take them over to Site B.
They'll all die. There's Site B over here. They're running around. So I don't know. That was something I thought about, but I kept pushing it aside because I was like, okay, I don't know.
One little thing that he pointed out to me in the movie was when they're about to capture Blue. There is an upside-down, old-school Jurassic Park Jeep. And we realize that is the Jeep that fell through the tree from the original Jurassic Park.
Where Tim was stuck in the tree and it came down. And I was really sad. Actually, that was one of the sadder scenes when the car burned up in lava.
Yeah, you see the lava taking it over and
Speaking of sad scenes, I was amazed. The best parts of this movie was how quickly through dino imagery they got me attached to the dinosaurs. Like when Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, they get on the boat and they look off and there's the Brachiosaurus coming out on the dock and it's like...
Oh, and it's like, looks sad. It's like a sad little puppy. You would think it would have gone in the water.
I don't know. But it was sadder what they did because he disappeared in the smoke and then in the fire... Beneath the smoke there, you could see...
Like the outline of his body, and then you see...
Yeah, the silhouette of his body going the...
Yeah.
And then he dies, and...
Well, we assume he dies. We don't see any more.
It was a death. Yeah. But they had a lot of dino moments like that were really, really good. Like when Blue was going to die, and they're trying to operate and get the bullet on, that little tear rolls down Blue's cheek. Like...
And what's amazing is, like, Blue's trust... to Chris Pratt's character, and Owen. You see it, Owen, and you see it when they're looking back at the videos. You see how there's something like there's an extra connection. He's like, if you have Blue, you can control them all.
Oh yeah,
you know, and it's like so it's interesting because that's why they wanted Blue alive because she could control the new breed.
Right.
Is what they're
But
assuming.
her genes were very empathetic.
Yes.
They were very, like, so it was really interesting in those little videos where Chris Pratt showed weakness and, like, Delta attacked him.
Yes.
But then he showed weakness to Blue, and Blue, like, nuzzled him. Like,
Yeah,
another
like,
great
what's
dino
wrong?
moment that just attaches you to these things.
I always like Blue.
Yeah. And so it just shows you the cruelty of man, that what man wanted to do was take that empathetic gene, whatever it was that was in Blue that made him so obedient and empathetic, and put it in the Indoraptor so that the Indoraptor will follow whatever leader.
Yep.
So I don't know. That was like all that kind of stuff, like that overhaul of the story, the look at the nature of man and these poor dinosaurs. Should they live? Should they die? The greed of, like, all that stuff was interesting, the way they dove into that.
I agree.
So overall, I really liked all of that stuff. They did a really good job attaching me to the dinosaurs. And that soldier dude that shot Chris Pratt, I wanted to watch that guy get eaten alive.
Oh, we see him pulling teeth. I'm like, oh, die.
Yes.
There's always one character that you just
Can't
want to
stand.
go.
I know.
And I'm like, and you know, there's always a couple others that, you know, obviously are evil, but there's always one that stands out. I will say, I like, oh my gosh, I can't think of his name. In Jurassic World, the first one.
Okay.
The guy who played Kingpin. What is his name?
Oh, yeah.
Kingpin and Daredevil.
Yes. Oh, gosh. Well, you know what? As soon as the video's over, it'll come to me.
I know.
That's how
I
that
almost
goes.
said the wrong
Vincent
name.
D'Onofrio.
There it is. Thank you. I
Yes.
could not get that out of my head.
I'm
I'm
happy.
like, I liked him as the bad guy.
He was a great one.
Way better than who we had in this one.
As our main bad guy?
Yes.
Yeah. What was
I'm
that
like,
guy's name even? I have to look that up.
He had no impression on me.
Yeah.
None. He was
Eli Mills.
Yeah, he was just hungry, power hungry, money hungry, and
He wasn't weaselly enough that you really absolutely hated him.
Yeah,
but
and he
you know,
killed
he was.
Lockwood with a pillow.
Yeah.
You don't see it, but you know he did it, and it just, you're like, come on.
Yeah.
I'm like, give me a real villain. And sadly, the guy who was yanking the teeth out and tranking them, to me, he was more of a villain.
Oh, he
but
was.
He just had a small part.
It was a small part, but I wanted to watch him be eaten alive.
Yeah, which was nice. I like that part.
Feet first until finally his head was devoured last as he screamed the whole way down the dinosaur's throat.
It was awesome.
So there were some characters they did a really good job attaching us to. Chris Pratt always does a great job.
Yes.
And I think he did a great job in this as Owen as well. So I don't know. And the last thing that I want to mention is that whole ending scene Indoraptor fight. I think the reason it was not intense for me is because of the trailers.
Yeah, you saw most of it.
Yeah. I mean, there were
Well, and it was so predictable.
It was predictable. So the stuff we didn't see in the trailers was very predictable, and then there's all the stuff we saw in the trailers, and so, like, you know, the little girl's in her bed, the Indoraptor's like, and it's like,
pulling back.
and it's like, oh, this is supposed to be so scary, but this is like the 18th time that I've seen this scene, so it's like, it's not that scary, and then, you know, when Chris Pratt, his back is up against the wall, that's supposed to be this really intense scene. And
it wasn't.
And if this wasn't in the trailer, we still could have predicted this was going to happen. But it's insult to injury when they showed it in the trailer that all of a sudden Blue's there and Blue goes and attacks and fights. And it's like, I just feel like the downfall for me in my theatrical experience with this was the trailers. And it makes me almost not even want to do trailer reactions because I'm always scared that I'm going to
have something ruined.
Yes. And, you know, I like doing the reactions, but I hate going into a movie with it spoiled. And this was not as bad as that Batman vs. Superman trailer that just told the whole movie beginning to end. So it was not as bad as that. But still, it undermined the intensity of this movie, having seen as much as we saw in the trailers.
One other thing that I did like.
Oh, I'm excited.
I do not know what this dinosaur's name is, but it was in the cell next to Claire and Owen. And every time Owen whistled,
Friar
like,
Tuck. That's what they called him in the Lost World when he couldn't pronounce the name.
Oh.
And he goes, that one, Friar Tuck.
Okay. Well, and he rammed the wall, and then basically this dinosaur helped him escape. And then it got into the area where they were doing the silent auction, and it's crazy that this one little dinosaur literally disrupted everything. And
Here's a bunch of greedy men thinking we can control these creatures, and one of the smaller ones disrupted everything.
Not even one that's really super aggressive. It just headbutts like
yes, it just.
I'm like,
I like that.
Well, that's what it did, and I'm like, but it was obviously strong, and I'm like, well, just get out of the way. Don't move. It won't come at you, but you make it noise. And I'm like, so I enjoyed that one little one disrupted everything.
Yeah, that was pretty
awesome.
awesome.
I'm like, and that really was the start of the fall, which was great.
So I don't think I really have anything else to add. I thought it was really good.
What was your ranking?
I gave it a B+.
Oh, I would give it a B, a solid B. I enjoyed it a lot. I think maybe on a second viewing it might go up to a B+, but just...
Now, do you think that's... Are you on the same page as me?
Yeah, I knew
trailers?
too much about the movie going in.
So going in a second time, knowing...
Yeah, there's a lot of movies I've seen a second time, which are great movies, but have been spoiled, and I feel like that was the case for this.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it'll be better a second time, because I know we're probably going to see it a second time.
And she's not opposed to seeing it a second time, so that's always a good sign right there.
Just not this weekend. I need a couple days.
Right. Well, we'll get there. I'm excited to get there. So B+, B, what would you give Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom? Be sure to let us know in the comments. Do you agree? Did the trailer show too much? Was that part of the letdown? Were you let down? Let's talk about that in the comments. And while you're there, hit the subscribe button to become a Durbanian. Hit the bell by the subscribe button so you're notified for the next, I don't know, spoiler talk, movie review, theological analysis, ranking video. On Wednesday, I'll be dropping my ranking video of every single Jurassic Park movie, worst to best. I'm looking forward to putting that together and having awesome dinosaur Jurassic Park conversations with you in the comments about that as well. So hit the bell so you're notified when all those things drop. I'm Durbin.
I'm Laura.
Thanks for checking out Durbania.